Hi, in this lesson we will learn how to create a dynamic data range report in Microsoft Access. We are going to use this data source where we have a 50,000 transaction linked to different product and branch. So I'm going to import this file to Access database. I believe all you know how to use external data to import data from an Excel file. Now we have a copy of the data inside our Excel file. We are going to create a query design that display all the fields. We are going to save this one as date range. You can use any name. Now I'm going to create a form design with two text box for that. But if I use text box, it's a little bit tricky to enforce the user to enter data. Of course we can, but we have to type code and we have to check every time. So I recommend to create a table to handle the date. So I'm going to create a start as date and time, end as date and time. We don't need any primary key in this table, so I'm going to save this table as dates with no primary key. So I'm going to create a form based on my dates table. So we have a field where I can select the date from my calendar, and if I type something wrong, the Access will refuse to accept this value. Design. Let us resize this one, and we will add a button to open the report according to start date and end date. I'm going to cancel for now, and I'm going to save my form. Now I will go back to the query and insert my date field, and the criteria will be between forms, my form, start, and forms, my form, which is the dates form, end. So what we have here is just a between statement that validates the start and end date from the form. So now I can simply create a report based on that query. So I'm going to create a report. Of course, we need to format the report to look better. I will do it in a quick way. I'll make it landscape just to confirm it is on one page. I'm going to close it with the same name. Now I will go to the form. I will select, let's say, 1st of July and end of July. Now if I run the report, sorry, we need to add the code. So this button is supposed to event on click code do cmd dot open report. The report name is date range, comma PC view report. Now we can see that we have a report starting for only July. We need to sort, so I can go back to the query and make sure we sort ascending based on the date. I'm going to run it again, and I can see that we have our report sorted in the right way. No, it's not sorted. Okay, let's open the report itself in the design view. Let's add sort and group. Let's add sort based on the date, oldest to newest. Okay, now sort in the right way. So we have a report for July sales. Now we need to validate that the two fields are filled. We need to validate that the end date is greater than the start date, so I cannot run a report on a string. You can run a report vice versa. So if you select 1st of April as the end and last of April as the start, it still will work. Because between statement can handle this issue. Between statement doesn't care which date is the greatest, which date is the lowest, so it's okay. So at least we need to validate that we have two values here. And we need this form, if I open the same form, to be blank. So every time I open the form, I don't need to see the last entry. So from design view, this form data is a data entry form. So every time it opens, it's a blank one, and we don't need the navigation buttons, and we don't need the record selector, and it will be better if this form is pop-up. So it will pop up like this, so I can select the start date and end date, and also the report is supposed to be pop-up. So it will pop like this. Okay, it's better. Now we need to make sure that if I click here without select any data, that we got a warning message. So I'm going to design event. So simply I'm going to use is null. So if is null me.start or is null me.end. So if one of the two dates is missing, we are not going to run the report. Instead, we are going to display a message box that dates are missing. You can type any message here. Then before end if you have to exit the sub, then end. So now you can run the code, and if there is no date, you'll get the message. So even if there is one date, you'll get the message. But if there are two dates, the report will come. You can watch another video to learn how to add the buttons here, or to add more filter using a city or a product without creating more reports. So it will be the same report, and you can keep filtering the report based on different information. That's it.